Hey guys, welcome to Daniel and Gian Talk, and today I will be reviewing Junglee. And for those who are wondering what I think about this film, let's just start off right off the bat by getting right into it. I enjoyed it. I looked at it as like a kid's movie with a solid theme and had a good message. It had a good, a message to convey to the masses out there. Something that I would have appreciated growing up, watching it. It kind of reminded me of like a Jackie Chan type film. And I love those movies. I mean, I don't have a problem with them, Do they have the best story? No, but whatever. I mean, because you kind of know the formula. You kind of know what's going to happen. You know who the bad guy is. You know something's going to happen wrong. Spoiler review, guys. Spoiler. I was super, if you haven't watched the movie and you don't want me to spoil it, turn it off now. I'm going to get into spoilers right now. I was surprised when they killed all the elephants. I was super surprised at that. And then I was actually even more surprised when they killed the dad. I was actually expecting them to kill the dad and maybe not the elephants or maybe a few elephants. But they just fucking killed them all. Which was interesting because, again, that's actually something that did subvert my expectations. I was surprised. Because I didn't think that, like I said, I felt like it was this kid's film. I knew it's not a traditional kid's film, but it's just marketed for the masses and just everybody. I feel like the appeal is to try to get as many people in those seats as possible from all ages. And so it's an all-age film. Maybe not a kid's film specifically, but an all-age film, definitely. And so when those poachers came, and they killed those elephants, I was like, oh, shit. And then when the dad came to, like, save the elephants and they shot the dad, too, I was like, oh, shit. So that was interesting because I wasn't expecting that at all. But let's talk about the theme of the film for a second before I get into the ins and outs, because I feel like the movie was kind of by the numbers. You kind of knew who was the bad guy, who's the good guy, how they were ultimately going to fight, and how the movie's ultimately going to resolve. So let's talk about the message. Let's talk about what it's about. Don't kill elephants, don't poach. What I enjoyed about this is, when our main guy is talking to his childhood friend and they're having this discussion about, the friend, Raj, I think his name is, I'm forgetting, apologies all around, when he's saying, like, I only let 2 or 3 of these elephants get killed a year, and because of that, it's allowing for us to have all this money to do all these different things. And I appreciated that the film threw that in there, because I actually genuinely believe that, and I'm not trying to trigger anyone out there. I fucking condemn any poacher killing any animal of all types. It doesn't matter. I love elephants. I genuinely do. They're beautiful. They're majestic. I wish none of them died. I wish no rhinos died. I wish no tigers died. I wish no giraffes died, etc., etc. The list can go on, and I genuinely mean that. It wasn't until the last few years when I started to learn about, at least in America, because I'm only speaking as an American here, that, a lot of money goes for hunting, not poaching, but hunting. There's a big difference. A lot of hunting money goes back to the communities, but also goes towards conservation efforts. Because what ultimately ends up happening is the poachers, basically the way I understand it is this, and if you guys think I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. I'm not trying to offend, I'm just trying to express my opinions here. To my understanding, if hunting of a certain animal is outlawed outright, it's just straight up banned, you can't shoot elephants, I'm just saying. Because the movie's about elephants, I'll use them specifically. That's when poaching increases a lot, because you can't hunt it, and so they're going to kill it and they're going to make money off of it. Now, when an animal is legal to hunt, but in very limited quantities, and you have to purchase the tags, the tag is what you would use to hunt the animal, and they're hundreds of thousands of dollars, etc., etc., poaching actually goes down. Now, the reason why, again, as I've come to learn, the poachers, who would be normally the ones who'd go out and hunt the animals, they actually turn into guides to find the animals. So they're the ones who are helping Americans or wealthy people or whoever to find the animals to hunt. Now, the fact that there's limited tags means that only a limited amount are going to get killed every year. Now, that film brings this up. But what the film doesn't bring up, and I feel like is important, those poachers turned into like hunting guides, they will kill other poachers. They don't go out and kill the elephants now. They don't do both. They don't poach and be hunting guides. They will stop being poachers altogether and just be tour guides, because they know that if they just kill 1 or 2 a year, it'll allow the population to maintain itself, and they can have this sustainable source of income as life goes on. And so it's interesting to think about that because it's so conflicting. I fucking hate that. It's like, I wish that didn't exist. I wish that people didn't want to hunt animals and that there was no fucking money in that shit. I wish that fucking stupid people didn't believe in chopping up tusks and snorting them for fertility and some fucking bullshit, stupid shit. I fucking hate that. I think it's dumb. I think it's, you don't need fucking ivory pool cues or ivory fucking necklaces and shit, especially when you have fake shit that looks just the same. That's all some bullshit. Fuck that. I hate that. But that's not the way the world works, because people want to have this fucking huge rack on their fucking wall. And it's this weird situation where if you allow a few to die, it'll maintain the species, whereas if you ban it outright, people are just going to go in droves and just make as much money as possible. So like, it's this weird fucking situation, man. It's fucking super conflicting, but I do appreciate that the film sort of presented the other side to it. Life isn't black and white. The film presents life as black and white, and it's not black and white. There's definitely some grays, because we're all on this planet together, and so, you know, some people have different motives and beliefs and values, and if you blanket statement everything, you're gonna, I don't know. I'm not gonna get preachy here, but back to the film. Action was interesting. I mean, there's a few scenes that I enjoyed. I mean, one in particular where he throws a motorcycle down a hall and it's like riding, and then he like jumps out of a window and beats some people up, and then jumps in the window and beats people up as the motorcycle's still going down the hall, and then he manages to jump on the motorcycle at the end. Completely ridiculous, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was lighthearted. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the scene where when our main guy gets stuck into, he's handcuffed to the thing and he just beats people up while he's handcuffed. That was all fun. I enjoyed the elephants, all of them. They're all fun. They're all cute. I love elephants, as I've said a million times. Didn't enjoy the female characters though. They weren't really given anything to do. They were kind of just helpless. Unfortunately, a part of the formula that I was talking about earlier, that's kind of what I was expecting. If I were to rate it right now, I would put a 6 out of 10 on it, because like I said, it was a lighthearted affair with a solid message, because I think the film is good to show kids, to be honest with you. It shows elephants in a light that are a little bit too kind, like a wild elephant will always be a fucking wild wild elephant. That doesn't mean that they're not kind, that doesn't mean they're not nice, that doesn't mean they don't show different sides of them that we might interpret as humanistic, but you know, that in terms of like feeling sad for the deaths of their family and things like that, they definitely do that. I've seen that. I mean, as a matter of fact, there's an elephant at the San Diego Zoo who could like paint, and like they have her paintings on the thing. So like, elephants are smart, intelligent creatures. I'm not saying they're not, but at the same time, if I'm ever in Africa or in India or whatever, I'm not gonna walk up to one and be like the dude in the movie and like. So, but at the same time, it's a positive message because it makes you feel bad for the elephants dying, and that's important. You know, if you're a little kid watching this film and you're like, why are they killing the elephants? You know, it's bad, and they grow up thinking like you shouldn't kill them, and that's important because that's going to continue to spread this message of you shouldn't kill animals like that. But anyway, the villains were weak. They didn't get any material to go for. I mean, it kind of reminded me of like the hunter in Jurassic Park: The Lost World, which is way better in that film. I wish there was more to do there, but whatever. The cop had this weird subplot twist where he had this monkey to frame the sanctuary guy. I don't even really know why they needed to do that, to be honest with you. Maybe to get away with the tusks. I mean, that is why, because they find the tusks and they're fake and they burn them, but the real ones are hit. Anyway, there was a little convoluted for nothing really important. What did you guys think? I'm more curious to know what you guys think out there who watched it. I know it probably won't be the most popular movie this weekend, but if you guys saw it, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, for me, it's a 6 out of 10. What would you guys rate this film out there? I'm definitely curious to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, if you haven't seen my reactions to Junglee and stuff like that, the trailer, you can check that out. And have a nice one, guys. See you on the next one.